yung start ng 5 years. Yung start ng pag-natin ng academic ko. Yung MPower. You too. Yeah, that's it. Introduction to our company.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm doing good. Okay. Can you all see my screen? Okay, guys. All right. Thank you for having me here. Good afternoon, every one of you who's here. My name is Terry Adona, and I work with MSM Unify as the country manager in charge for the Philippines. Basically, MSN is an aggregator organization. What I mean by that is we have certain exclusive deals with universities and we partner together with agencies all over the world. In this case, with an econ here in the Philippines, and we are able to offer them the exclusive partnership deals that we have with certain university. So MSN doesn't directly um, accept or take charge of applications from students. We are just an aggregator agency or organization, as the case might be, and we basically would accept an application that has come in through um, a partner agent with us. So if you go and research about us, we are there online, MSM Unified. We have the head office in Canada. We also have a physical office in India, and then every of our staffs work from home in different countries of the world. I myself, I am based here in the Philippines and I've been here for approximately 9 years now. So I would say I have a little bit of what it means to be an international student, going to a foreign country, trying to, make a living for yourself, and your family. I understand all of that, the market trends and the insights. So, welcome once more again. I appreciate the effort and the time that you have all taken out of your busy schedules to be here. And we want to know that we value your time and uh, we want to do the best for you. Okay. So, having said that, basically, what we're offering here is a study now, pay later program, as you can see on the screen. But we are offering this with only two universities located in the US. So, for these two universities, one basically cater for undergraduate degree, and the other caters for graduate degrees. So, for the undergraduate degree, that would be catered for by Colorado State University in Colorado. And for the graduate degree, that would be catered for by Keck Graduate Institute in Claremont, California. Okay. So you might ask me, what do we mean by study now, pay later? Okay. So basically, what we're trying to tell you here is you have the opportunity to have your tuition fee, your accommodation taken care of by MSM together with our financing company based in the US. They will take care of the expenses. When I say expenses, this doesn't include the flight, of course. This is basically your tuition fee, your accommodation that you need to start studying and living over there in the US. So they cover this and we give you a time frame to start paying up. Okay. Basically, it is a form of student loan because we understand that maybe a lot of students do not have the financial power to embark on this journey. So that's why we decided to come up with this venture to assist students. Now, one thing that you can be assured of is if the organization is willing to give you a student loan, so what happens after you graduate, right? Because obviously they would want you to be able to pay back. Okay. Now, what has happened is they have also devised ways and means, because as a student in the US, your student visa, the F1 visa, gives you the opportunity to work for 20 hours in a week, right? So you can work 20 hours in a week. And then during the holiday season, when the school is not in session, you can actually work full time for 40 hours. So that being said, what this means is as a student, you have the opportunity to also work and earn some money, right? Now, the money you're earning, of course, will not be put into paying your tuition or anything like that. The tuition, your books, everything has been covered. So you're only just making money that you can use to take care of yourself. And then they start you by paying it in small amounts depending on the loan that you take. So let's use, say, the Philippines, for example. Let's say you take a loan from a bank. Say you take a loan of, say, 50,000 pesos, for example, and they tell you, okay, while you're a student, every month you just have to pay 1,000 pesos every month as a student. Meanwhile, when you are a student, you are given the opportunity to work, right? And if you are working for, say, 20 hours a week, you have the opportunity to earn in that 20 hours. For example, in 1 week, you have the opportunity to earn, say, for example, 4,000 pesos, right? So if you're earning 4,000 pesos every week for 4 weeks, you have the opportunity to earn 16,000 pesos for the month. And they're telling you out of the 16,000 pesos that you have an opportunity to earn in a month, you only have to pay 1,000 pesos out as part of your student loan. So that's what it basically means. They're giving you the lowest of the lowest possibility for you to pay back. And then when you graduate, that's the time they increase it to, say, like around 1,500 pesos to 1,700 pesos. So either ways, they have given you like enough opportunity. And the time span, even after you graduate, for you to pay back the remaining loan is 10 years. So they're giving you up to 10 years to pay back the remaining loans. Now, you might also ask, in your mind, you might say, okay, this would basically depend on how much my tuition fee is. Quite all right, that's true. Uh, with some universities in the US, we all know sometimes the fees can be really high, right? So for example, Colorado State, your tuition fee for first year loan can go all the way up to, say, 50,000 US dollars. That's a lot of money. So, but one thing we always tell students is the school on its own, together with other financial aids that's being offered by the school, it gives you as the student the opportunity to bring down the loan that MSM and the loaning company would be paying on your behalf. Please note, they do not give the money to you directly. This money is always paid to the school, and a receipt of payment will be sent to you. An account will be created for you so you can access it. You can see what you're paying back. Everything would be there in black and white, right? So, for example, let's say Colorado State is offering you a student loan to clear your tuition fee, and your first year tuition fee is, say, 50,000. Now, as soon as you gain admission into Colorado State is going to offer you what we call an international student scholarship. You don't, you don't, there is no specific requirement for you to earn this. The range of that scholarship is usually between the range of 2,000 to 12,000 US dollars. That's one type of scholarship. Now, scholarship is not a loan. The money is given to you, right? So it's a scholarship. Aside that direct or international student scholarship that you get in the school premises, there are other several loans that scholarships that you would be qualified for. One of them would be, for example, are you a member of, do you engage in community activities? Are you a scholar? Can you get good grades? Are you able to join like a sports team while you're there in the university? As long as you're able to get some of these other scholarships, what that does is, if, for example, the total scholarship that you are able to amass is, say, a scholarship of around 25,000 US dollars, for example, because sometimes students can qualify for multiple scholarships. Let's say you're a member of the school sports team, your academics, you're doing very well. So you have qualified for two separate kinds of scholarship. Let's say you're a member of the community group who assist, the Colorado community team in doing community activities. That is another different kind of loan. So there are scholarship. There are different scholarships that you can amass together, and that can in turn reduce the tuition fee that the organization MSM and financial partner will be paying for you. So a student could actually end up, instead of paying, say, instead of getting a loan from our organization for 50,000 US dollars, you could actually end up getting us paying only 25,000 US dollars for you. You see, that's a considerable reduction in the total amount of tuition fee. So that's what we always encourage, that in as much as you have us covering everything, it's also good on the part of the student to amass some of these scholarships that either come automatically or they come based off your performance in school, the associations that you belong to, and some other activities. There are usually a couple of them in every university. Okay, so going to the first school, as I have mentioned, the first school that we would be doing this with would be Colorado State. So, as I mentioned before, Colorado State University is a public research university in Fort Collins, Colorado. It's also known for its strong programs in agriculture, engineering, business, and veterinary medicine. The school was founded in 1870. It has grown into one of the leading universities in the US, and it's ranked top in what we call R1 university. So R1 universities in the US are a group of universities who the US government provides what we call a research loan to, so that their students who are involved in research programs can enjoy that scholarship. So they provide money for you to do the research. As long as your research is approved, there will be funds for you to carry it out. So this is something that Colorado has that many other universities do not have. Colorado has a very vibrant campus with state-of-the-art facilities, diverse student body. Oh, by the way, Colorado itself has a very rich Filipino population and culture. Actually, from my research, I could tell that there is a Filipino Colorado community there that has been in existence since the 1950s. So, because I understand the importance of family, I know that Filipinos love a place where they are able to communicate with fellow Filipinos, even if your direct, immediate family members are not there. But the fact that you have other people from the same place as you, it gives you a sense of belonging, and a focus on what you're doing. So they have a very rich, vibrant Filipino culture in Colorado. Moreover, Colorado is also not very far away from like the Californias, Los Angeles, where people love to, where they have a very high number of Filipino residents also living. So one way or the other, you would not be in a place or in an island of by yourself or on your own. So that's just something to throw in there. Looking at some of the courses that we have there for the program, these courses are not the only courses that Colorado State University offers. Colorado State offers a whole lot of programs, but for the sake of what we call the OPT STEM programs, these are the OPT STEM programs that are being offered. Now, you would wonder and ask, what are OPT STEM programs? Now, these are optional practical training, which gives you a maximum of 2-year temporary work visa. So when you graduate from any of these courses that you see here, any of these courses, these are all STEM courses. So STEM, of course, everybody knows what STEM is, but just for the sake of this presentation, it is science, technology, engineering, and maths, field programs. So these are the STEM courses. If any of these courses, aside doing a 1 year training, which is the OPT, Colorado State in its own would provide you with a 2 year work permit, where Colorado would be the one to connect you to an industry or a company in your field where you can have a postgraduate work experience. So the visa that you would use for that 2 year period, sorry, excuse me, the visa that you would use for that 2 year period would be provided for by Colorado. Ideally, when you graduate, you're supposed to go look for a job, right? But in this case, Colorado would be taking care of your 2 year work visa, which is for 22 months or 24 months rather. And then, of course, you're working with, say, maybe Google, or you're working with, because they have a lot of partners that they send their students to. So once you're done during this time, it is expected that the company that you're working for, you would have shown enough expertise and skill that you've learned, and then that company will be able to take over with your employment after the first 2 years. So for the first 2 years, Colorado would be in charge of processing that visa for you. So it enables you to work after you graduate. Now, looking back on the student loan that you've gotten during the time, because the loan covers for every year. If your course is for 3 years, it would cover for the 3 years. If your course is for 4 years, which in most cases that's the maximum time for an undergraduate course, it will cover for the whole 4 years. So in this time, once you're done, Colorado would assist you with fixing your first 2 years visa. So this way you can work full time. And then by that time, your company that you were associated with should be able to take over processing your work visa or converting your work visa. Because during the first 2 years that we're talking about after graduation, you are still on an F1 visa. It's still a student visa, but it's a visa that lets you work full time. Okay. But after that first 2 years, then you convert to a proper work visa, which would be sponsored by the company that you're working for. In most cases, from experience, once students are sent to several companies, they are able to show that they are worth the time, they are worth the investment, and the company will usually retain them. And from there, their career can already kickstart. Because I know every one of us know that one of the factors that we look at or we look into when we travel abroad to study, we always look at what are my career options after graduation, which is something that's very big in the Filipino culture. I mean, I think it's big with many countries who are, we call them developing countries or third world countries. We want to go to countries where after graduation, we have the opportunity to start working there, start a life there, have a family, whatever the case might be. So this is what we're offering. We're not just offering you an opportunity to go study there, but also offering you the opportunity to begin your career in whatever field of study that you would have gone through while you were at Colorado. So as I mentioned, Colorado, the deal we have with Colorado are for the undergraduate programs only. We do not have a deal with them for this study now, pay later for graduate programs. We only have this for undergraduate programs. So that being said, I will go to my next slide. These are some of the graduate programs that Colorado has, but unfortunately for now, the study now pay later doesn't cover the graduate programs. Okay, for the graduate school, we would go to Keck Graduate Institute, also known as KGI. So Keck Graduate Institute is a private graduate school in Claremont, California, and they specialize in programs in the field of life science, healthcare, applied science, and a few more health courses. The school was founded in 1997, and it's part of a group of schools called the Claremont Colleges. And they have a very strong industry or industrial partnership, with a lot of research institution in the US. So KGI's approach is research. Research. You want to do a master's program, you'll be doing lots of hands-on research activities. That's what they're known for. So it's a good place if you are somebody who's looking to further your education, in post baccalaureate. You want to do a program and you want to have hands-on experience, especially in the healthcare field, because that's what they cover. Looking at the programs that they have, you can see here, we have under the healthcare, we have Doctor of Pharmacy, Masters of Science in Human Genetics and Genetic Counseling. We have Masters of Science in Community Medicine, Occupational Therapy. They also have programs in biotechnology. They have programs in life science and research. They have programs in this is called pre-health programs, because these are for people who do not necessarily have the prerequisite to go into the healthcare program. So they can do these programs first so that they can then qualify to go into the healthcare program. So that's what we mean here. They also have continuing education, like certificate in bioscience management, Masters of Science in regulatory affairs, Masters of Science in translational medicine. So these are the programs that are being offered by KGI, which is Keck Graduate Institute. So together, we have a process that we do this, okay? So our process, where a student comes in is basically in the, I would say that would be in the number two step 2 process, okay? Because with the step 2, what you do as a student is you send in your applications through an econ. An econ will then send in your application to our portal, and then we will do all the processing, including assisting an econ to get you the acceptance letter or the notice of admission, and then we will do the loan application on your behalf. So ideally, what the school looks out for is your financial capability, because I believe a lot of you might be asking. Many times the embassy wants to see my bank statement or the bank statement of my sponsor, as the case might be. How are we going to provide that? You are not providing that in this case, because in this case, once you already have gotten your acceptance or your notice of admission letter, we already use that to then secure the loan application. And once the loan has been granted, that is what would be provided through an econ to present to the visa officer. So an econ would be in charge of handling everything that has to do with your application, your visa application, appointment time, slots. We'll provide an econ with all the documentations that they need from our end, and an econ will be the ones to provide to you everything that you need. The purpose of this meeting with you is to let you know that we have a package that we think would be beneficial to you. Okay, as long as you're willing to also put in the work on your end, it's very doable. There is no special qualification or criteria for this. Okay. Now, in terms of language, because I know a lot of you might have that question, how about the English language proficiency? With Colorado, aside, if you already have a test of English language, fantastic, that's good. But if you do not have that, what Colorado does is they would set up an appointment between you and a staff member of the school. And it will just be like a formal discussion, just the way we're talking now. But in this case, it will be a one-on-one discussion between you and the member of the staff. They would ask you, maybe they might ask you, how is your life over there in the Philippines? How are you doing? What school did you attend in high school? Just random questions. The aim of that discussion or that meeting is to test your level of understanding of the English language and your ability to communicate properly. That's what they're testing. And if you satisfy the criteria enough for them, they can see that, okay, you can communicate clearly, you can understand, you can align and put your thoughts in a cohesive manner. Then to them, they can waive the test of English language. So that's how you test them. But if you already have a result from either TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, if you already have an English result from there, then there is no problem with that. That can be submitted. But we're just trying to let you understand that you don't need to worry about that when the time comes, because we have a way of helping you with that. But on the other hand, with Keck Graduate Institute, you do need to provide some, either a test of English language results, or because with Keck Graduate Institute, you're going for a master's program, right? So you should either provide that, or provide a letter from your university stating that you actually studied in English language for the duration of your program. So that's what will be requested of you when the time comes. I do hope that this is clear enough. Okay. And as I mentioned before, method of loan payment would be a couple of months, say around 3 months after you have arrived and you started studying. So the first 3 months will be like a buffer for you to, acclimatize to the school environment. And of course, you already started working because you have a 20-hour part-time work status given to you. After the first 3 months, then only then would the calculated fee begin to apply, where you then have to start paying gradually every month of whatever loan was given to you during that time. So that's what it means basically. So if you have any other question, I am very happy to take your questions. As you can see here, we have, I mean, MSM is partnered with a lot of institutions, right? So, but of course, as I mentioned at the start of this seminar, that we do not tend to students directly. Even if a student reaches out to us, we would refer them back to our partner agent, because the application has to come in through the partner agent. Okay, so but we work with lots of schools in different parts of the world. And just to show you a little bit of some of the testimonials that we've had from our students, this is a testimonial from a student that said, they provided a good service to fulfill my study abroad dream. I mean, these were quotes just lifted up from where they were done. You could actually go on the website called Trustpilot, put in MSM there on Trustpilot, and you would see all of this information that you see here just there on your own. My overall experience was great with MSM, as I got to know in-depth knowledge and journey for my education, right from my entrance to landing into my dream country and university. Or they have different solutions. Also, they have different solutions for funding. I had a great experience with the MSM team. Their user-friendly website gives you a holistic experience to explore and learn. I did an online program and must say it was indeed helpful for my career. MSM helped me a lot in fulfilling my dreams of studying abroad. Everything was smooth and the support team was excellent. Easy visa process, and I got assistance with my study loan as well. As you can see, we have testimonials already from students who have benefited from the study loan. So it's not a farce, it's not a mirage, it's something that is real and it's happening. It's just that you need to be connected to the right group of, people, which in this case, we are able to provide that together with an aircon. So you can go on Trustpilot website, just browse Trustpilot MSM review on Google, and you will see all of our reviews there. So you don't have to take my word for it. You can go there and you find it. And you'll also see reviews from other places. So we've tried our best to, assist students in any way that we can. Um, I think that will be it for my part of the presentation. We strive, to build a global community where quality higher education empowers curious learners and encourages them to transform their lives. So we do hope that this would spark enough interest for you to work with an econ, and then together we can make your dreams come true. If you have any questions, of course, we're happy to take them now. Okay. All right. So, first things first, the process is usually we start with the acceptance letter. We start with getting you admitted into the university. So, and as you know, for every university, there are usually what we call requirements for you to be admitted, right? So, if, for example, the university requests that you submit your high school grades, your high school transcript, those are basically the requirements for you to get admitted into that university. So that's why the goal is to make sure that all the requirements for you to get admitted into that university is met. As long as that has been met and the university has issued you a notice of acceptance into that school, for the loan to be approved, the only requirement that we need for the loan to be approved is an acceptance letter into that school. So as long as you have been accepted into that university, right? Because if you're not accepted, who are they paying the loan to? The company only pays it directly to the university account. So the only thing that they need is an acceptance into that university. So we show it to them when we do the application. And because this is a partnership with them, so it's not like you are applying randomly to them. They are doing it in partnership with us. So the approval rate is 100% there. Okay, so you have no worries, you have no fear. Because this we are doing it together as a partnership. It's not like it's let me give you a typical example. Say, for example, what's a popular bank in the Philippines? Say, for example, BPI is working together with, say, a customer care center, a BPO industry. And BPI is telling the BPO industry that customer care center that any of your worker, your employee who applies for a loan with us here at BPI, we will grant them. Now, if some random person who does not work with that BPO industry applies for that same kind of loan, they might find it difficult for BPI to approve it. But because BPI is working directly or together with the BPO industry or that customer care agency, if a staff of that customer care agency would apply for a loan, BPI would give the loan because they have a partnership with that BPO industry. So that's the point I'm trying to make. You would definitely get your loan approved because MSM is in partnership together with the loaning company who's based in the US. So they know, we know that you're going to the US, you'll be studying there, you would get a job, they would be able to get back the money from you because you would be in the US with them. So there is no worries about that. We already have that taken care of. So be rest assured that the loan would be approved. The most important thing is we have to just make sure that we gather all the right documents to submit to the university so you can get admitted. Yes. So usually the visa application issue is just something that is common with almost all the US embassies around the world. And it's because there are so many people who apply on a daily basis. So US visa application is usually first come, first serve, or first apply, first to get an appointment. So that's how it is. It's the appointment that is usually the issue. I think here in the Philippines, the timeline from when you submit your visa application to the time when you get an appointment to go talk to the visa officer is usually between the range of 1 month to 3 months, minimum 1 month, maximum 3 months. So it can be 1 month, it can be 2 months, it can be 3 months. It just depends on the quantity of people. I mean, you guys live in the Philippines. If you go in front of the US embassy there in Roxas Boulevard, you would understand, the sheer quantity of people who are there waiting to get in. So it's basically just that. But on the timeline, it's usually minimum 1 month. You can be lucky, and the time you apply, there are not so many people who are on the list waiting to get their interview. So you could go there in as small as a month's time. Or if there are a lot of people already there, then your visa application date will be scheduled for, say, 2 months or 3 months. But that's usually the range, 1 month to 3 months. Yes. So usually, Colorado State University offers two intake every year, the August, and then the January one. So if we look at the time frame between now and August, probably it would be too late, especially because of the visa part, and that's the delay on the visa office here in the Philippines, not necessarily because of the delay from the university. The application, the notice of acceptance can be issued in under 2 weeks. The loan application can be got in, say, 1 month. So in the next 1.5 months, say you put in your application today, we can already cover all of that. But where the problem lies is with the US Embassy, because that's where there's a bit of a delay. But in this case, if we're aiming for the January intake, it's setting that the application, the loan application, the visa, granting you the visa, everything would be ready. And you can then decide to fly in, of course, even before the resumption date in January. So that's the goal. Thank you guys. Bye bye.